What's up, guys? It's Carly with FasciNATIVE English, where if you are finally ready to take your English to another level and to begin speaking English like a native English speaker, then you've come to the right place. So, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I have another slang term for you all today, and it's a spooky one for Halloween. It's not really spooky, but it's Halloween related, all right? Today's slang term is ghost. Again, that is ghost. You might also hear it as ghosted, which is the past tense of this, ghosted, all right? But what does this slang term mean? This slang term just means abruptly cutting off contact with someone without giving them any warning or explanation for doing so, all right? So you just cut off contact, you stop talking to someone, and you don't give them an explanation why you stop talking with them, or you don't give them a warning that, hey, I'm not gonna keep talking to you anymore. You just cut ties with them and you're done. You ghost them, okay? Ghost, or you past tense, like I said, ghosted. You ghosted them or you ghost them, all right? So an example of this is I used to have a best friend when I was living in Korea, and this dude was like my ride or die. Him and his girlfriend were like my best friends, both of them as a couple, and I kind of felt like a third wheel, which is another thing Americans use, another expression. But it means a third wheel is just like, you know, you have your couple and then there's a third person, and that third person always hangs out with that couple. That was me during that time. This was like 2017, 2018. I always hung out with them and I felt like a third wheel a lot, but they were just really cool. And this guy, I met him first, and he was really cool, and he was like, yo, I think you'll like my girlfriend. You and her are really similar, which was true. We loved fashion, we loved makeup, we loved food. Like we were really similar. So he introduced me to his girlfriend. We became friends. You know, we were like the three amigos.
That's right! The three amigos.
There for a long time. Well, when he broke up with his girlfriend, or maybe she broke up with him, something happened, all right? I was put in an awkward position, all right? Because the girl and I, we were good friends, but also he and I were good friends. And then he was also friends with my other friend group, like all of them. And only I was friends with his girlfriend. Like his girlfriend did not really get along with the rest of my friends.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
And this is why, not because like she's mean or anything. It's because I was the only one of my friend group that could speak Korean. And so his girlfriend didn't speak any English, so I would be the one that talked to her the most because I spoke Korean too. But the rest of my friend group, which was a lot of people from like Canada, America, the Philippines, like that group, nobody really spoke Korean. So it was awkward when she would come and hang out with them. She felt awkward because she couldn't communicate.
What was the reason?
That was the reason. Okay, that was the only reason why. So I would go and hang out with that friend group, and this dude would show up. So I still like kept being friends with him because I'm like, you guys have to understand I'm friends with both of you. All right, so that went on for like 6 months, 7 months. It was fine. Everything was dandy. I was still talking with her, hanging out with her when I could, and then I would hang out with him or our other friends, and he would be there, you know, and that was that. Well, one time I messaged him and I was like, hey, I have a friend that it was some kind of translating issue that went wrong. And I was like, my friend really needs help with this. Can you help? Because I was going to be in the same area that he was going to be in. Or that he lived in. So I was like, I'm going to be in this area. And I don't really feel comfortable translating it because it was like a legal document. So I was like, can you help my friend with this like translation? And he was like, okay, yeah, sure. I show up at this place. I'm waiting for him. He doesn't show. I'm like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
I text him. Nothing. I call him, nothing. I wait almost 2 hours at this cafe, nothing. And I'm like, okay, this is really weird. I knew that he was talking to this girl in Thailand. He went on vacation in Thailand. He met this girl and he was like talking to her. So I knew like, you know, he had something going on and that maybe he was going to start dating somebody else. It had already been like 6 months since he broke up with his last girlfriend. So I was like, okay, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe he just forgot about me, or maybe this girl is like jealous if he hangs out with another girl alone or something. I don't know. I was just thinking of all the scenarios. Like, I'm not gonna really care, you know. So I just went about my day, and then we have a group chat, and he's like stopped replying in the group chat. So I was like, what the heck? This is random. So then I go to his best friend, and I'm like, hey, have you heard from him? And he's like, actually, no.
No, what?
I was like, you're his best friend. Like, what? Why haven't you heard anything from him? He's like, I haven't heard anything. So then I go to his ex-girlfriend. I was like, hey, I know this is weird, but like, have you heard from him? And she's like, no, I haven't heard from him in a long time. I'm trying to forget about him. I was like, I know, I'm sorry, but like, I'm worried. I'm concerned. He's ghosting me right now. Like, I haven't heard anything in days. Like, at this point, it's been almost a week and I haven't heard anything. So I'm like, should we contact the police? Like, what's going on? And so his ex-girlfriend's like, you know what? I'll like call his parents and just say like, hey, like, our friends are worried, like something happened to him, blah, blah, blah. So she does that, and his parents are like, oh no, he moved to Thailand. Okay.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Really? And his parents are like, yeah, he said like he wanted to move and he just left. And I'm like, okay, he ghosted all of us, not just me, our whole friend group. And it was like, no warning. Like, we knew, like, he had mentioned, like, he met this Thai girl when he went to Thailand. He mentioned that. And he had mentioned that they were talking and that he kind of really liked her and he wanted to ask her out. He did not mention that he was going to drop his entire life in Korea and just up and move to Thailand and literally not contact any of us or not say anything to any of us. He didn't mention that, okay? He ghosted all of us. Still to this day, all right, you guys? Because when I was in Korea in 2021, I went to this guy that ghosted us. His best friend opened up a cafe and he was like, you should come to my cafe, like blah, blah, blah. So I went to his cafe to like support him and everything. And I was like, hey, have you heard from Kevin? And he was like, no, I haven't heard anything from Kevin. And I'm like, okay, you were his best friend. Like, it's been like 5 or 6 years now. Like, you really haven't heard anything. It's like, I'm guessing Kevin is just living his best life in Thailand right now. I hope so. I pray so. And I'm like,
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't understand how somebody can just like up and leave and ghost everyone. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand how important it is sometimes to keep your plans to yourself. You don't want people knowing your business. I get that. I understand that. If you know me, I'm cool with being spontaneous and just like up and leaving and not really telling anyone. But when I get to where I'm going, I usually like mention like, hey, by the way, like, I'm halfway across the world right now. See you later. If you guys are watching this and you're like my family or you're my close friends, you know that I've done this a lot of times. Like, you don't even know. I would be in Korea 1 minute, in America another minute, in Japan 1 minute, in Korea again, in America. Like, and my friends were like, where are you in the world right now, Carly? And I'm like, oh, like, I'm here. I'm living my best life, you know? So I would do that and not really tell anybody where I was going. But when I got there, I'd always be like, hey, yo, yeah, sorry, I'm on vacation right now in Japan. Or yeah, I moved back to Korea, so I'm here. You know, I would say those kind of things. But this guy, he totally ghosted us. Like, not just me, but his ex-girlfriend, his entire friend group. The only people he didn't ghost are his parents. And like, luckily his ex-girlfriend still had contact, you know, a way of contacting his parents. That's the only way we would know that he was even alive. Like, he just up and left and we have never seen or heard from him since, which actually now I can speak about this like it's nothing, but at that time it was like really painful for me.
Emotional, damn it!
Because, you know, I didn't have a lot of friends. I had like this one friend group and that was it in Korea. And we were pretty tight because most of us were expats. He and his girlfriend were the only like Koreans in that group. And there may be like one other guy, but most of us were expat. We were like a close-knit family there. And one of our family members just, you know, ghosted us. So it really hurt. It was painful. Like, a lot of us were very emotional about this topic, but you know, it's been a long time, so I can speak about it freely. But yeah, it came out of the blue. If you want to go back and watch that video, out of the blue, it came out of the blue. He ghosted us and we haven't heard from him since. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of the slang term ghost or ghosted. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video.